Hey guys, Roman Reaper here. As you can see by the t-shirt, yep, it's that time. New Marvel. Very, very excited. So I'm about to head in to see Thor, Love and Thunder. Yes, I'm going to see Thor. Yeah, very excited. Love Taika's films. Really enjoyed Ragnarok. It's very, very funny. So hopefully, should get more of the same from this. And probably just more insanity. And the added bonus of Christian Bale as Go with the God Butcher. Anyway, that's enough for me. Let's go in to the Thor. So yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder. Just got back from seeing it. This is a pretty significant film because Thor is actually the first character in the MCU to get a fourth solo film. So it's pretty significant. But did he need a fourth solo film? Is it any good? Let's find out. So Thor: Love and Thunder sees Thor searching for who he is in the universe. That soul searching, however, is interrupted when Gore the God Butcher begins a massacre of all the gods, and Thor suddenly has to spring into action to save all the gods of the universe. But he's not alone for the ride. So yeah, I think we all knew what to expect from Thor: Love and Thunder. You know, it's a film from Taika Waititi. He's a very reliable filmmaker, you know, they're very funny, very entertaining films with real heart to them, balancing the two. And when he does a superhero film, you know, he adds that bit of style, bit of spectacle, and it's just an all-round fun time. And I can safely say that is the case here. I definitely enjoyed myself watching this. I know there's been some not so great reviews for this, but I had a good time. And all in all, it's definitely a much better film than Multiverse of Madness, which was entertaining enough, but I felt maybe a bit underwhelmed. It could have been really great considering Sam Raimi directed that, but hey ho, here we are. Thor at least knew what to expect going in, and it delivered it. There are some genuinely really funny moments. Like, there's a really funny battle scene at the opening. You just have to see it. It's very funny. Russell Crowe shows up as Zeus. I really liked his character. He was so much fun. And the film overall is played sort of like an Asgardian road trip comedy, complete with screaming goats. Yes, the screaming goats were very funny. I love those two. But it's also more than that. It's kind of a space Viking rom-com as well, complete with a love triangle with Thor and his two hammers. It, it sounds weird, but you just have to say it. It's kind of wonderful. But also, beneath the surface there's actually a gentler, more emotional film with a bit of soul searching and that real search to fill the void of love. And I will say the final act is surprisingly touching, and I'd say this is probably one of the best final acts of any MCU film. Don't take my word for it, you have to see it, trust me. Admittedly, some of it is kinda undercut, definitely not the final act anyway, but there's some moments it does feel kind of undercut by it trying maybe a bit too hard to be Ragnarok 2.0. I was not surprised this happened, but it doesn't bother me too much because there are some genuinely because it is funny. There are lots of funny moments, and even the less funny moments did at least get a chuckle out of me. But where this film is at its best is actually in the more serious stuff, which surprised me. Chris Hemsworth is good. He's funny, charismatic, and really sells all this Thor soul-searching stuff, and it's entertaining to watch and very compelling stuff. Yes, he has been on this sort of arc before in the MCU, but when it's this entertaining and this rewarding, who cares, right? Natalie Portman is also good as Jane Foster, aka the Mighty Thor, and I really liked how they handled the whole drama surrounding her return, and there's actually a bit more to it than you'd expect. I won't spoil. If you've seen the film, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But oh my god, Christian Bale. He's really good. I really loved how they handled his character. When he's on screen, it's actually a bit more of a serious film with Gore on his quest for vengeance massacring the gods. I also liked how Gore's actually kind of a sympathetic character as well. You just have to see what I mean. It does make it way more interesting. Like, he doesn't get nearly enough screen time. Like, he's sort of like vying for screen time among like everyone else, but he's really good. Like, he is most definitely not a bland Malekith character. He is so interesting, and Christian Bale plays him really well. Talking like this, very softly spoken, and it's meant to be frightening. You know, he talks sort of like Eddie Redmayne and Jupiter Ascending, only not hamming it up and oh my god. Alright, I must remain composed. It's a very stylish film as well, as you expect from a Taika Waititi Marvel film. Like, there's lots of really fun, like, just bright, colourful moments. It's just the real eye-popping scenes. There's a whole scene set on a Asgardian longboat as they're travelling between universes, and just these fantastic bright colours and beautiful to look at. Speaking of beautiful to look at, the Shadow Realm scenes. Oh my god, wow. That is a visual flourish. Every time we enter the Shadow Realm, which is like... there's a whole segment there. All the colour is drained from the screen. It's all black and white. Only hints of colour being like coming from our main character's weapons, and like the hints of like red from Thor's cape. And it is beautiful to look at, a real treat for the eyes. Kind of reminded me of like Sin City in a way. You know, handling black and white scenes in that sort of stylish comic book way. And it looked really good. And the special effects were decent as well. Now normally with Marvel, you know, they're sort of, you know, using special effects to do everything really, you know, backgrounds and even basic things they use CGI, but surprisingly it didn't really stick out as much. Like, the CGI actually did pretty good. Admittedly, there are kind of moments where like the use of the volume kind of stick out, but I will say this, god damn it, it is refreshing to have a Marvel finale that isn't just a big explodey CGI spectacle with lots of flying coloured lasers. It's actually proper fight scenes that serve the characters. Yes, there are special effects used, like, that's undeniable really, but it actually looks good and made a real change of pace, especially when the final act like pulls back and does the big emotional stuff, which I was not expecting at all. And yeah, there is the Ragnarok Rainbow Bridge scene. It's super fun to watch. You'll know it when it happens. It is super fun. And yeah, those are my thoughts on Thor Love and Thunder. Overall, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. This was a good, fun MCU romp. You'll definitely have a good time with it. It's much better than Multiverse of Madness. Of course, stay for the mid-credit scene and the post-credit scene. You know the drill. The mid-credit scene is very good, and I am excited to see where it goes from there. And yeah, let me know down in the comments. Have you seen Thor: Love and Thunder? What did you think of it? What's your favorite Thor film? Probably Ragnarok. Are you a fan of Thor? And are you excited to see possibly more of him in the MCU? Let me know all that down in the comments. Don't forget the thumbs up button if you enjoyed. Don't forget the subscribe button if you're new. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload.